Top new upcoming games December 2022. While the year had plenty of big games getting delayed, here are some games that have managed to release their game in the last month of 2022. We've had a plethora of great game releases this year. While the year had plenty of big games getting delayed such as Starfield, Redfall, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Forspoken, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, Hogwarts Legacy, and more. I could go on, but let's talk about the games that have managed to maintain the release date promise and will be released in December 2022. Here's our list of most anticipated titles releasing in December 2022. So, enjoy the video. Number 1. The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, Chapter 2, Retribution. The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, Chapter 2, Retribution is an upcoming virtual reality first-person shooter survival horror game for PlayStation VR, PlayStation VR 2 and MetaQuest 2. Developed by Skydance Interactive in partnership with Skybound Entertainment, it is a sequel to The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners and based on the comic book series The Walking Dead by Robert Kirkman. Like the first game, the player can kill walkers by braining them, stabbing them through the skull, puncturing the brain. The player is able to scale buildings to ambush enemies and attack from a distance with throwing weapons, bows, and long-range firearms. Physics-based combat control how melee weapons are controlled. Players can explore during nighttime, though walkers will be attracted to the player's flashlight. Additionally, the game introduces new weapons and items such as a chainsaw and a sawed-off shotgun for players to defeat enemies. Laser sights can be attached to any firearm to increase shooting accuracy. The game is set to be released in December 2022 for PC, Oculus Rift, Steam, PlayStation VR, Oculus Quest 2.
The song they sing will be righteous. Welcome home.
Number 2. Need for Speed Unbound. Need for Speed Unbound is an upcoming 2022 racing video game developed by Criterion Games and published by Electronic Arts. It is the 25th installment in the Need for Speed series, the first for Criterion since 2013's Rivals with Ghost Games and the first as a main developer since 2012's Most Wanted. Need for Speed Unbound is a racing game set in a fictional city called Lakeshore City, which is based on Chicago. Like previous entries in this series, it will feature an open-world environment, and will feature gameplay similar to that of previous entries in the series, being mainly focused around street racing. The heat system from Need for Speed Heat returns in Unbound, where the player attempts to gain notoriety among the police. Additionally, similar to previous entries, the game will feature various forms of customization such as installing various body kits, adding a splitter, or even completely removing the front or rear bumpers. This game is set to be released on December 2, 2022, for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Number 3. The Callisto Protocol. The Callisto Protocol is an upcoming survival horror video game developed by Striking Distance Studios and published by Krafton. In the Callisto Protocol, players assume the role of Jacob Lee, an inmate of Black Iron Prison on the moon Callisto. Jacob is controlled from a third-person perspective, and most important gameplay information is displayed via a holographic HUD viewed from the same perspective. Jacob's health is indicated by an implant on the back of his neck called a core device, and his health can be replenished with injection-style pickups. In addition to gun-based combat, there is a melee combat system in which Jacob must dodge enemy attacks while looking for openings to strike and eventually kill the enemy with various implements. Enemies can lose their limbs during combat or be decapitated. If Jacob's health is reduced to 0, enemies will execute him in a graphically violent manner. In the course of the game, Jacob can also collect and review audio logs that provide deeper insights into the characters and setting. It is scheduled for release on December 2, 2022 for PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S.
Keep running from what you've done. Now let's go finish this.
Number 4. Marvel's Midnight Suns. Marvel's Midnight Suns is an upcoming tactical role-playing game developed by Firaxis Games in collaboration with Marvel Games. It will feature comic book characters from multiple Marvel Comics properties, such as Midnight Suns, Avengers, X-Men, and Runaways. Players will take the role of the Hunter, a customizable superhero created for Midnight Suns by Firaxis Games in collaboration with Marvel. The playable roster includes Iron Man, Captain America, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Venom, Morbius, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Blade, Ghost Rider, Storm, Magic, Deadpool, and Nico Minoru. Players will be able to choose the Hunter's superpowers from over 30 different abilities. Combat will be turn-based similar to Firaxis Games' XCOM series. Between combat missions, players will be managing their upgradable base of operations called the Abbey, which they can walk around in a third-person view to explore the grounds and interact with other heroes. The game was announced at the Virtual Gamescom 2021 in August, with the game being scheduled for release on December 2, 2022 for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. Versions for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch will launch at a later date. Number 5. Hello Neighbor 2. Hello Neighbor 2 is an upcoming stealth horror thriller game from the Hello Neighbor game series. In this game, you are playing as a local journalist named Quentin. He is suspicious of his creepy neighbor, Mr. Peterson. A bunch of people have gone missing and there's just something strange about Mr. Peterson. Everyone is afraid of him. There have been rumors of children going to his house and never being heard from again. Some say he likes to lock people up in his basement, but no one has any proof. So people just try to avoid Mr. Peterson, his odd house, and ignore the strange sounds coming from his basement at night. You have a feeling that Mr. Peterson is behind all the neighborhood disappearances, but no one believes in your ideas and theories. And while you normally wouldn't break into someone's house, you're the only one who believes something is wrong and has the guts to uncover the truth. It will release on December 6, 2022 for PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. Number 6. Samurai Maiden. Samurai Maiden is a upcoming hack-and-slash video game developed by Shade Incorporated and published by D3 Publisher. The plot is as follows. Sumuji Tamori is a 21st-century ordinary high school student and a master swordsman. Somehow, she finds herself transported to Hanoji during the Sengoku period. There she teams up with a trio of Kunoichi, Io, Hagane and Kamami as they race through the underworld beneath Hanoji and face off against undead warriors led by none other by Oda Nobunaga. And when things get tough, the samurai and ninja activate the devoted heart technique and lock lips to enhance their abilities. The game is set to be released in December 8, 2022 for PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch.
これは剣術のお稽古じゃないんだ。大丈夫。きっとなんとかなるわ。わらわたちに勝とうなんて1万年早いわ。紬よね様。
Number 7. Choo-Choo Charles. Choo-Choo Charles is an action-adventure indie game, created by 2-Star Games. The game's train focus is unique by itself, and coupled with the extremely terrifying design of the arachnid-style, evil, sentient train, the game is instantly memorable. Charles is absolutely the stuff of nightmares, and this new look at the game's universe solidifies just how delightfully horrifying it will hopefully be for players. The gameplay combination seems like an excellent balance between survival elements like crafting and gathering materials and more fast-paced, combat-driven moments. It's set to be released on December 9, 2022 and will be available on Steam. Number 8. High on Life. High on Life is a comedic biopunk first-person shooter game by Squanch Games. Taking place in the future, humanity has been taken by an alien cartel to be used as drugs. Playing as a bounty hunter, the player must navigate throughout the galaxy to save the humans by using weapons called Galatians, used to take out the threats. High on Life is a first-person shooter video game. The player has access to 4 distinct guns and a knife, and they can purchase additional movement abilities, such as a dash and a forward slide in the in-game store. The guns in the game are sentient. Royland voiced the pistol Kenny, JB Smoove voiced the shotgun Gus, Betsy Sodero plays Sweezy, Tim Robinson plays Creature. The game has also been confirmed to be exclusively single-player. It is scheduled to be released on December 13, 2022, for PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. It will be available on the Xbox Game Pass subscription service starting on the release day. Number 9. The Witcher 3 Next Gen Update. CD Projekt Red has finally shared a gameplay trailer for The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt's imminent next-gen update, and it's largely what you'd hope for. The overhauled action role-playing game looks better thanks to more detailed character models, with 4K textures, ray-trace lighting effects and other cosmetic upgrades. Geralt looks more grizzled than ever, while even the water reflections are prettier. It's not surprising that the refreshed game would look at least somewhat better than the 2015 original, and it's not necessarily a night and day difference. Still, the changes are welcome if you thought the title was showing its age. The update also brings gameplay tweaks, cloud saves and new content inspired by Netflix's The Witcher series. You can play at 60 frames per second, and a photo mode will help you take snapshots of the game's bleak yet beautiful landscapes. The next-gen, really, current-gen, update will be available December 14th on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. It's not a full-fledged sequel or even a remake, but it could be worth a go if you're either new to the Witcher games or just haven't touched The Witcher 3 in years.
I've long awaited this, and you, White Wolf.
Number 10. Blacktail, A Witch's Fate. Focus Entertainment and The Parasite are thrilled to announce the upcoming release of Blacktail, a surreal first-person action-adventure game where the story of Baba Yaga comes to life. Explore an original take on Slavic folklore and forge your own legend. Become either the guardian of the woods, or the terror nightmares are made of. You play as Yaga, a 16-year-old girl accused of witchcraft and expelled from an early medieval Slavic settlement. When living memories of her past return as foul, walking spirits, Yaga is faced with no other option than to hunt them down in hopes of unraveling her own mystery. Bringing a one-of-a-kind blend of intense archery combat, magic and dark storytelling set in a vibrant fairy tale world, the game takes you on the defining journey of an ambiguous folk figure. Will you be a good witch and protect the forest? Or will you be the evil that haunts children's nightmares? Only you can decide. Blacktail will release on December 16, 2022 for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S.
If anything bad happens, always head straight to the Red Oak.
Well, that's the game we're most looking forward to in December 2022. If there is a game that you think is interesting to play, please add it in the comments column below. Hopefully this video can give you an idea of what game you are going to play. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications for new videos. See you on the next video.